Do you own a smartphone? Now, I don't mean just a cell phone where you can text and stuff. I mean a smartphone, like a BlackBerry, like an iPhone, like one of the Android brands. I find it's unbelievable. You know, if you own one, you're going to say, well, stupid, didn't you know that you could do that? Well, no, I didn't know I could do that. Welcome back to Rob's Feed today. This is episode number 104, and I'm Rob Shendo. Maybe you're a college student living in a dorm. Maybe you just live in a small studio apartment. What you need to do is get over to dormco.com/Rob. Once you're there, you'll find all kinds of items specifically designed for folks living in small spaces. That's dormco.com/Rob. As I speak, it is Monday, the 21st day of February. Here in the United States, that's President's Day. President's Day is a merging of what used to be two distinct holidays honoring two of the presidents born in February. If I'm not mistaken, it was February 12th was Abraham Lincoln's birthday, the 16th president of the United States. And February 22nd was George Washington's birthday, and he was the first president of the United States. And because the business owners didn't want to give two paid holidays to their employees, back around, I don't know how many years ago, they merged them into one and called it President's Day. And that's today. And for me, this is now the 5th day that I have owned my smartphone. I'm really enjoying this baby. It's kind of depressing, though, that the battery life isn't all that great. But then, of course, it wouldn't be. When you just use a regular cell phone and it sits there on standby until it rings, it's not drawing much of a charge. But when you've got application after application after application running on your phone, well, and also searching for signals and whatever else it's doing, it's going to suck some battery. So I'm going to probably have to buy a reserve battery to keep, because I can't always be returning home and plugging it into the charger. But let me tell you what I almost did last night. Well, no, I don't have a case for it yet. I did order one, and it would have arrived today, but there's no mail on President's Day. Regardless, this happened before the mail would have been delivered. I dropped it on the floor, and it opened up, and the battery was one spot, the case, the bottom, the phone was at another, the cover was at a third spot. So I put them all back together and snapped it shut. I forgot about it. It's still powered up. It still seemed to work fine. So there's no visible sign of any scratching on it or anything. That's cool. And went to bed with it charging next to me. I slept with my smartphone. And as I'm sitting there sleeping, it's still a novelty. And thank God it was still a novelty, because that meant I had to go and check on it while I'm dozing there and almost asleep. Oh, God. And I touched it. It was really hot. I mean, I couldn't believe. It was hot, almost too hot to touch. Right now, it's really nice and cool. Don't feel anything at all, but I couldn't understand. And the little graph on the face page there said that it was at 38% battery charge, and it was at 38% before I plugged it in to the charger. So it wasn't building up a charge. I thought, oh no, is this thing defective? Well, I took it out of the charger. I opened it up again, took the battery out, and then snapped it back in. And I actually heard it snap into place, and sealed it back up and tried it all over again. That seemed to be the thing. Apparently, I was sending electricity into this package, but the battery wasn't properly seated, and the whole device was getting real hot. I could have killed it right there. And I would have if I had just gone to sleep and forgot about it. But as I said, it's still my new toy, and I'm still playing with it. And I was so excited to just check in on Facebook or something one more time before I actually fell asleep, thereby saving the device. But let me tell you about some of the apps. I mean, it's incredible. And I don't think that the Android offers as many apps as the iPhone offers in the iTunes App Store. But it's still really cool. You can send me a check, and I can just, sitting right here, take a picture of it and deposit it without leaving here. Go right to my bank, get credit in my account. That's what you've seen the ads for, point and shoot and deposit, something like that. I like that a lot. I have eBay on here. I had to bid on something just because it was available to me to do that over the phone. Well, I've told you before about ordering food online and having it delivered, and how we have this service called Grubhub here in Chicago and in many other cities across the nation too. And you choose from a menu of restaurants that are available at that time to deliver to you. Well, now I always do that online. Just type in what I want and search. Now I have it on the phone too. And even though I really didn't plan on eating delivered food last night, because I put that application on the phone, I had to try it out, and it worked flawlessly, just perfectly. There's so much this is what I mean. If you own a smartphone like this, you're saying, what an idiot. He didn't know that you could do all this stuff. And I said, no, I didn't know. But now I understand. All too often, I, as the bartender, would look over and I'd see this customer looking like he's asleep at the bar. If it weren't for the fact that you might see this little glow of electronic lights at him, I'd go and investigate, and not asleep. He's communicating with somebody on his phone. And it's like, well, it is kind of difficult to figure out, why are you in a bar to meet with other people, to socialize, but you're sitting there alone doing it on your phone? Well, I can see why. Sure, he's there. He's saying, come on over and let's get together. I'm sitting here at this place. But it is so cool. So damn cool. And let me tell you about the marketplace, the App Store. So I went to market.android.com. That's the Android App Store. And I was just searching around for things. And on the left-hand pane, there's tons of categories from which to choose. But I just went to the search box and I typed in the word gay, G-A-Y. And up came a whole bunch of stuff, both paid for and free. But I found an app called Gay Masturbation Techniques. It's $4 and some cents for this application. As I said, I haven't purchased any except for one, which was to track the bus system here in Chicago. But I was kind of intrigued, except I masturbate, but I have my own method. Do I need new techniques? Do I need to? I'll never know unless I buy the thing. But what was very interesting to me is they also have male masturbation techniques, and I think they had female masturbation techniques. And what's the difference between the gay one and the male one if you're a gay male? And would either suffice? And do I have to buy both of them just to determine that? And do I need to buy any of them because I know how to masturbate and I know what I like when I do masturbate? How do you masturbate? And would you use an app on your phone to get more techniques? Let me know. But by far the coolest thing about this phone is the interaction between my desktop computer and the phone itself. I want to put you in my phone bank my contacts. The easiest thing to do is go into Gmail for the particular Gmail account that I have that pushes, that's what they call it, pushes to the phone, and enter you there. So press enter, add you, and there you are, right, almost immediately over there on the phone. And I can just scroll down, press call you. And the same thing with the App Store. If I buy the app online and click OK, then it will appear in the phone shortly. You can also buy your apps on the phone itself. And then I guess it's downloaded immediately. But how it knows how it's paired to do that. I know I set it up, but it's just it's so neat. It's really wonderful. I just got a notification, happened to be from the eBay app, saying that some item that I was watching was the auction was about to end, and I should move my ass and get a bid in on it, which I'm not going to do because I only am watching it so I can see the notification come to my phone. But I think it's still so cool. I wanted to briefly tell you about how I've changed my profile picture on Facebook to reflect my support for the workers in Wisconsin. Again, that's my home state. The people in Wisconsin who are trying to stand up for themselves and to preserve collective bargaining. You know, it's very important to be able to bargain, especially like for a teacher. If without collective bargaining, teachers would be unable to ask for reduction in classroom size, more materials, better situation. It's a disaster. And that's just one profession. Collective bargaining is so necessary, and it began in Wisconsin, and this governor wants to eliminate it. So in support of those people, I've changed my Facebook profile picture to this. I hope you enjoyed my little walk down technology road, talk about the new phone I have. You know, it's always a learning curve, and I'm going to be learning and learning and learning about this phone and what it can do for quite some time. I still am learning about the computer, and I've used a personal computer for at least 15 years. And I figure I know my way around the computer as well as anybody. And yet, just before recording this clip, not this episode, this clip, I was up against the wall. Because what happens is I speak to the camera, and I see my little image in the little frame of it, and down below there's a digital counter that's going, and a little red light to indicate that it's recording. Well, I started to record, and I start talking, and I talked for, I think, a minute and a half or something, and I looked down, and the counter hasn't moved. It just would not record. I tried a dozen times clicking record, and nothing happened. I figured it out immediately. I've decided that what must be is that my events library, each one of these little 10-second to minute clips or whatever, are referred to as events, was full. I had all those clips from 2008, 2009, 2010, and a healthy number of which have never been used or are unused and are ripe for, they should be deleted, making space for new ones. So it's just something I hadn't done, and now I know better to do that. If you're new to Rob's Feed today, welcome. I don't always talk about technology. I talk about gay politics quite a bit. Please subscribe, please rate, and please comment. I am going to go now, but I will be back shortly with a special message, a political message. It'll be a short episode, but it's worthy of its own message. But right now, I think that's all I'm going to say. I have to go masturbate.